Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. engaged in a highly contentious bout at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, on March 1, 2025, which was widely reported in the boxing community. The battle, which finished in a majority draw, has generated a lot of discussion among boxing experts, fans, and commentators. Many are wondering about the referees' choices and how they will affect the careers of both combatants. While the boxing community is still split on the result and what should happen next, both Davis and Roach have indicated interest in a rematch when the dust settles. As of right now, March 15, 2025, the tale is still developing, with possible appeals, rematch clauses, and the fighters' legacies all at stake. A fascinating collision of styles and histories took place during the actual bout. The 16-1 favorite going into the fight was Davis, the unbeaten WBA lightweight champion, known for stunning knockouts. Despite his technical prowess and tenacity, Roach, the WBA's super featherweight champion, was viewed by many as an underdog. Having risen up in the amateur ranks together, the two fighters have a long history together. Before Davis became a professional fighter in 2013, Roach and Davis sparred often, with Roach losing to Davis twice in amateur fights in 2011. After taking home a National Golden Gloves title in 2014, Roach did the same. Their professional encounter was made much more intriguing by this familiarity. Roach was unexpected throughout a large portion of the contest. He took in Davis's bribed strength, showed off his strong chin, and resisted the Baltimore native's intimidating atmosphere. Few of Tank's other opponents were able to compete on an equal footing with Davis, according to analysts, thanks to Roach's confidence and perseverance. Although both men made important shots during the close battle, the ninth round would eventually decide the outcome of the bout and spark a flurry of dispute. Roach seemed to punch Davis cleanly early in the eighth. Davis turned away from his opponent, took a knee, and inserted his head between the ropes in the direction of his corner a few moments later. Calvin Ford, one of his cornermen, came up on the ring apron and used a towel to wipe Davis's face, presumably to get rid of something obstructing his vision, which Davis subsequently claimed was grease in his eyes. After approaching Davis and starting a count, referee Steve Willis stopped abruptly, allowing the bout to continue without punishing Davis or declaring it a knockdown. Ringside onlookers were perplexed by this choice, which has since been the subject of endless boxing debate. Davis's conduct ought to have had repercussions under the rigorous boxing regulations. When a fighter willingly takes a knee, it's usually regarded as a knockdown, giving the opponent a 10-8 round. Additionally, if not authorized by the referee, intervention by a fighter's corner during a round, for example, Ford wiping Davis's face, can result in disqualification. The battle might have gone very differently if Willis had called a knockdown or taken away a point. Instead, the fight was scored 114-114 by two judges and narrowly 115-113 by the third, leading to a majority draw that kept Davis's record undefeated but left Roach and his crew feeling defrauded. Reactions after the battle were intense and quick. Devin Haney, a former undisputed lightweight and WBC junior welterweight champion who grew up with both fighters in the amateur ranks, gave Roach high marks for his performance. Haney remarked, "I always knew Lamont wasn't coming to lay down. He and I have been friends since we were little. He performed far better than I had anticipated, and I believed he personally prevailed in the battle." Described as unheard of, Haney said, "That was the first time I've ever seen it with my own two eyes." He cautioned that in a future rematch, Roach would still be a strong opponent. In an interview with Peter Rosenberg of Hot 97, Canelo Alvarez, who recently inked a 4-fight contract with His Excellency Turki Alalshik, offered his thoughts. Canelo made it clear when he was questioned about the ninth-round incident, he took a knee. "At the very least, you must lose the round 10-8. That is definitely disqualification." The corner then stepped up and threw the towel in his face. The Mexican superstar made it clear that his viewpoint was based on the regulations rather than personal preference. "I am referring to the regulations," he stated. "When he bent over, the corner got in the way. That disqualifies you." These opinions were shared by boxing experts and commentators. Former president of the New York State Athletic Commission and International Boxing Hall of Fame entrant Randy Gordon described the outcome as one of the worst shaftings in boxing history. "Tank went down on his own, it's still a knockdown," Gordon posted on social media. The fighter is disqualified after his corner leaped up on the ring apron. Last night, poor Lamont Roach received one of the worst shiftings in boxing history. Roach appeals, I hope. He makes a compelling argument. Similarly, Tim Bradley, a Hall of Fame fighter who is now a pundit, called the referee's inactivity unacceptable. Bradley remarked, "That was shit. They invented the regulations. The house fighter is Tank. It ought to have been referred to as a knockdown. That is not how you can take a rest." Even without accounting for the incident that occurred in the 9th round, Bradley won the bout for Roach after rewatching it. For his part, Davis accepted the debate while retaining faith in his performance. After the bout, he stated, "I felt I should have won without that being counted as a knockdown." He explained that he took a knee because he had oil in his eyes and didn't want to be caught intoxicated. He said, "I'd rather take the knee because I didn't want to get knocked out like that." But he acknowledged that he was unsure of the regulations, stating, "I ain't really know that you can get disqualified for all that." Although he hinted that it would not happen right away, Davis stated that he was open to a rematch despite the draw. "It's not going to be next, but it's definitely the one I want next," he stated. In contrast, Roach has made no secret of his conviction that he was deserving of the win. He made a suggestion about a potential appeal in a March 3 X post, saying, "Word around the block y'all fight going to be 30-1, not 30-1 too." According to the cryptic letter, Roach and his staff are working to get the outcome overturned, giving Roach the WBA lightweight title and giving Davis his first professional defeat. Even if it could deprive Roach of the in-ring celebration he deserved by putting up a fight with Davis, a triumphant outcome would be the biggest story in boxing in 2025 thus far. In the story, the World Boxing Association, WBA, might be crucial. The WBA has the power to deprive Davis of his title if he declines, and President Gilberto Mendoza has threatened to impose an instant rematch. Additionally, Davis had the ability to demand a second bout under a one-way rematch clause in his contract with Roach, which would activate if he didn't win the first time. On social media, both boxers have expressed a desire for a rematch, with Davis keen to allay skeptics and Roach keen to demonstrate that his victory was no accident. Davis has been advised by some boxing experts not to hurry into a rematch, though. He finished a battle without raising his hand for the first time in his career, and a defeat to Roach might permanently harm his sense of invincibility. Many viewed the draw as a gift to Davis, the night's biggest performer, even though it wasn't a loss. According to critics, Roach's performance revealed weaknesses in Davis's strategy, and a rematch would further shift the balance in Roach's advantage. The debate surrounding the 9th round has also brought attention to more general problems with boxing officiating. The bout was supervised by the New York State Athletic Commission, which has the authority to request immediate replay reviews for serious mistakes. Sitting ringside, Executive Director Matt DeLaglio had the option to request a review prior to the start of the 10th round, which may have cost Davis a point and changed the result to a split decision in favor of Roach. Referee Willis and DeLaglio are criticized for failing to uphold their duty and for permitting a flagrant rule infraction to go unpunished. Despite the fact that promoter Gary Jonas might still pursue an appeal, Roach's team has been criticized for delaying contesting the commission. The stakes are high for Roach. If a promotional free agent having a commercial relationship with Jonas's ProBox were to defeat Davis, either in the ring or through an appeal, his market value would rise dramatically. Although a draw is honorable, it is not as significant as giving Tank his first defeat. Although Roach's previous victory, a TKO over Fergal McCrory in the 8th round in June 2024, showcased his promise, defeating Davis would solidify his place among the best fighters. A rematch appears possible in the summer of 2025 in the DMV region, DC, Maryland, Virginia, where both boxers have close relationships as rumors grow. By leveraging the controversy and the enmity between the fighters, an outdoor stadium fight may attract large spectators and bring in a substantial sum of money. Lamont Roach Jr., Roach's father and trainer, foresaw his son's impressive performance, and the younger Roach lived up to the hype, demonstrating his rightful place at the top level. The altercation served as a wake-up call for Davis. His improvisation in the 9th round demonstrated the need for more discipline, as his propensity to throw away early rounds and rely on late surges almost cost him. He committed to going back to the gym and honing his strategy in order to demonstrate his dominance in a rematch. However, the event also highlighted how distractions, such as ornate ring walks or inappropriate hairstyles, may detract from even the best boxers. The following chapter is awaited by the boxing community. Will the record books be altered if Roach's appeal is successful? Will Davis redress the score by using his rematch clause, or will they be coerced by the WBA? Whatever the result, the Davis-Roach story has revealed the intricacies of the sport, including its politics, laws, and real-time reliance on human judgment. It serves as a reminder to fans that boxing is still unexpected, harsh, and incredibly captivating at both its best and worst. Overall, it was a good fight, Haney said. However, the story is far from finished for Roach, Davis, and the sport in general.